Augusta Nack and Martin Thorn. The 36-year-old Augusta Nack was an unlicensed midwife who also ran a boarding house, appropriately in Hell's Kitchen, New York City. A mother of 7, a newspaper would later describe her as pleasant but repellent. A married woman, her husband had long since tired of her, and after he departed, Augusta took numerous lovers. The latest and most regular was German masseur, a professional massager, William Goldensup, otherwise known as Willie. Though when he went away on a trip, she could not resist the opportunity to introduce a little variety in her bed. Augusta decided that one of her lodgers, the youthful Martin Thorn, would suit her just fine. Unfortunately for the couple, Goldensup returned unexpectedly in the middle of Augusta's seduction scene. Driven to a mad rage by seeing his lover in a state of undress and in the arms of another man, the German furiously attacked Thorn. Beaten half to death, the barber was hospitalized. While he slowly recovered, Thorn's thoughts turned to revenge. On June 26, 1897, parts of Willie Goldensup began bobbing to the surface of New York's East River. His upper torso and arms were found by boys playing on the East 11th Street docks. The lower torso was fished out in Harlem, Upper Manhattan, and the legs found their way to the backwaters of the Brooklyn Navy Yard. All the body parts, except for the head to finish it off, were recovered. Each was wrapped in distinctive red and gold oilcloth, decorated with flowers, and bound with window shade cord. Later, this jigsaw puzzle of a body was reassembled. But as the coroners worked to piece the body together, they noticed another small part wasn't there. A 4-inch square of skin had been cut from the corpse's chest. It would play a crucial part in identifying the body. For investigations eventually led to the Turkish baths where Goldensup had worked. His colleagues, suspicious that he had missed work for a few days, were able to identify their fellow robber, the masseur, from an abscessed finger, as well as telling investigators that the German was missing a tattoo, that of an ex-sweetheart's head, in exactly the place where his skin had been carved away. Meanwhile, the press were covering the case vividly. Sensing a sensational story, the newspaper magnate William Randolph Hearst assigned a large platoon of reporters from his newspaper, the Evening Journal, to the case, including George Arnold, the paper's most dogged newshound. Detectives later began tailing him just to keep up. Soon, the reporters, acting like detectives, were making breakthroughs. First, they found Augusta, who oozed guilt when the pack of reporters quizzed her. She had withdrawn a large amount of cash, about $340, from her bank account, and had made inquiries about leaving for Europe on a steamship. The journalists also discovered where the oilskin had been bought and by whom. The next day, Hearst's paper dramatically headed its front page as "Murder Mystery Solved by the Journal." Thorn was arrested soon afterwards as he tried to slip across the border into Canada. While Thorn denied everything, Augusta confessed under questioning. Turning state evidence, she told on her lover, as well as her own involvement in the Iridius Act, to the world. She told police that she had become tired of her German lover's numerous affairs, while demanding that she remain faithful and that she had lured Goldensop to a farm cottage that they had rented on the promise of sex. It was there that Thorn had taken his own bloody revenge. Hearst's reporters soon tracked down a Long Island farm located in Woodside, Queens. The farmer who owned it said that while they had stayed there, he had become suspicious, for he had noticed how all his ducks had suddenly turned pink. The cause was simple but gruesome. They had been bathing in wastewater flowing from a pipe connected to the cottage. It was later discovered that Thorn had shot Goldensop, stabbed him, and cut him up in the bathtub. After that, they wrapped the body parts in oilcloth and dumped the lot into the East River. The head, Augustus said, had been encased in plaster of Paris to ensure its sinking. It never surfaced. So graphic were the details of the murder that during the trial, a sedative juror fainted. Augusta and her young lover were both convicted of murder. But while Augusta was sentenced to 15 years, serving 9 in Auburn prison, Thorn met his death in the electric chair on August 1st, 1898 at Sing Sing. After her release in 1907, a throng of reporters gathered to greet her train at Grand Central Terminal. Still professing her love for Goldensop, she asked to be paid for any potential interviews. They haplessly declined, and thus she disappeared into obscurity.